Hi guys, Happy New Year and welcome back to the Crafty Author. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I normally do, and that is I'm going to be using up a lot of my scraps. So this will be a series, and this will be a scrap buster series. So if you're interested in using up a lot of your scraps that you had from last year's projects, or you just have a ton of scraps laying around like I do, then this will be the perfect way for you to try and use them up. So when we're talking about scraps, I mean, I have a lot of scraps. So I still have like 4 bags and baskets full of scraps that I haven't even tapped into yet. So in all actuality, I could make several quilts out of scraps. And you know what? I'm thinking that I might do that. And I'm also thinking that at some point in the middle of the year, as we get a little bit closer to the holiday season, that I might, we'll see where I'm at, but I might actually ask for your help to make some scrap quilts and send them my way, and I will take them to the homeless and video that as well. But that's just an idea that I have floating around. That's not what we're doing here right now. So with that said, I would like to show you what I'm doing here. So here is a bag and a basket with scraps. I have more bags full of scraps and more bags full of scraps and even more bags full of scraps. And this is just the first little basket that I pulled out and decided to work on. So I'm going to do that. I will say that I am not a crumb quilter, at least not yet. I have decided to put the little crumbs from my scraps, these little guys. I mean, crumb quilts are cool, but I just don't have the patience for this at this point in time. I will save these though and put them in another bag, and then I will either use them to stuff a dog bed for animals at the animal shelter, or I will find somebody who likes to do that and I will donate these crumbs to them. So that's what I'm doing with my crumbs. If you want to keep yours and use them to quilt, then that's a great thing to do. Today is New Year's Day, as you know, and so here in Colorado, it's about 10 degrees. It's freezing cold. So I'm just down here in my sewing / craft room, just creating all kinds of things. Now, the reason why I love doing scrap quilts is because I get to use up all the thread and all the bobbins that I've wound. Because I don't care at this point. So it's a good way to use up extra bobbins that you have, or thread that you don't like, or anything like that. You just kind of throw it together. So I've already started making blocks from my scraps, and I'm going to go ahead and share them with you. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish doing the one that I'm working on and show you how to put this together. And then next week we'll go over some other things with what we're going to do with this quilt. I know a lot of people like to have some rhyme or reason to a scrap quilt. I don't. It's truly a scrap quilt when I make it. So anything goes with it. There's nothing. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do this scrap quilt. The only wrong way to do a scrap quilt is if you hate it. So that's my advice for this. I wouldn't worry about it too much. This is supposed to be very fun and very relaxing. And so I'm going to show you what I've already started doing. So here is the first one that I've put together. And then I have this cool one. This one turned out really neat. I really like how that one turned out. And then we have one here. I just finished a Harry Potter quilt for my sister for Christmas, so I have a lot of Harry Potter stuff just lying around still. And then I've made this, and some of these I have had, these fabrics I have had for 20 some years. So probably about time to use it up. I am actually making this one for my upstairs living room so that when I'm watching TV, I don't have to freeze to death. Because I have one up there already, but I made it a little small, so it's not really long enough to cover much. So there's that one. And then there's that one. And I'm just throwing things randomly together. And as I'm going, I am not pressing. So I did go ahead and press this one. This is the one that I'm currently working on. And what I do is I sew until I think I have enough for a 10.5 inch square, which is what those are, 10.5 inch squares. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add to this. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be cutting with scissors for right now, and then and sewing. So really all you need for this project is you're gonna need scraps, you're gonna need a sewing machine, you're gonna need thread, you're gonna need bobbin thread, you're gonna need scissors. I don't even care if your thread matches on the top and the bottom of the bobbin. It doesn't matter at this point. You can use whatever you want. You will need a quilting ruler to square up your squares once your block is done, and an iron. And I think that's it. So we're gonna get started. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pick through this bag again of scraps and see if there's something in here that I like. And Lord knows there's enough stuff in this bag that I should be able to find something. So I found some of this cool orange, which probably isn't a scrap, but for some reason it's in my scrap bag. Like I said, I have way too much. So there's that, and I really, really, really like this blue. You can see how wrinkled everything is at this point in time, which is okay, because all we're gonna do is cut it up. Now you can cut into squares, you could build a foundation off of that, you could do it however you want. I'm not doing that, and I am not precise about the way I put these things together. I have this long strip, and I'm just going to line it along this edge, and this edge is not even perfectly straight. I hope you can see. It's really tough. I know I'm right here at my sewing machine, so the camera has to be centered so you can see what I'm doing here. So all I'm going to do now is just take it, and I am just going to sew 1/4 of an inch all the way down. Okay. And my bobbin case doesn't seem to want to stay seated. I changed the plate out earlier today, and now it's not liking me too much. So there's that, but we'll get through it. I am just pulling up my bobbin thread here. So give me just a second. Does not like me today. There we go. All right, so we've gone ahead and attached this piece, and there it is. It's attached now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little finger press. I'm not going to worry about this. And now I'm going to move on to my blue stars that I like. Probably going to be too big, so I'm going to cut it. And this is all you do with scrap quilting. You just piece whatever you like, and you just go. I'll use some of this ugly green because I can and I have it. This should actually be in my other stuff, not my scraps. It works. So, as you can see, these are not the same size. Not worried about it. Just gonna set them down, stitch them together. Now, you do want to make sure that you are catching the seam on both sides. It is really easy not to. So you want to make sure that both sides are sewn together when you're sewing a piece that isn't the same size, okay? And then I'm just going to take this piece that we just cut, and I am going to just sew 1/4 of an inch all the way down. And again, this doesn't line up perfectly either, so I'm going to move it in just a tad, okay? Move it in a tad bit. And I'm going to have some of this leftover fabric hanging off of it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew. I could sew this at an angle, which would work, but actually that may not be a bad idea. And so we're going to sew this at an angle, but now we're not, because I really like this one fabric in here. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to trim this real quick. There we go. Now you can see I have some of this hanging over here on this fabric, okay? But that's okay. I'm just going to sew 1/4 of an inch, and then I'll show you what we'll do with that. And I'm not overly concerned about being exact with my stitching, so 1/4 of an inch, whatever. It doesn't matter to me, because you can kind of go off the grid a little bit with this, and it's still going to turn out really cool. And it's not like if you're making a pinwheel pattern or something like that where you need to be pretty precise. So, and I am thinking about doing a tutorial for the pinwheel, because I have a pattern where I've already got double pinwheels done and sewn together, and I could show them to you, and it's really, really cool, really easy to sew. So we have our strip sewn on, okay? This one looks real strippy to me. I'd like to get some more variety in here. So let's take some of this orange that I have that's cut all to hell. Excuse my language, but it is. Because sometimes when I get a hold of fabric, I just cut it like crazy. And I don't even think about, oh, I might be able to save that other piece. When I sew, I just kind of do whatever. It's what relaxes me. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this piece off just to be more manageable. Now we have a cool piece of orange at the bottom. Okay, so I see where I should have trimmed some off. You don't want to have a bulk back here, so you do want to cut off extra stuff that you have. Okay, so let's see, now I can back into the bag we go. Let's see what else we can find in here. pumpkin fabric. All right. You just never know which one you're gonna get. So I'm just gonna cut that in a strip. So you just want to build on this, and like I said, you can use a square to build on it, or you can just do like I'm doing and just cut. You know, there's really no rhyme or reason to this. So I like this pumpkin, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to sew it on this angle that I cut for the orange fabric, just to give it a little bit of a variety. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. So, I sewed it at an angle. See that? It's not straight. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut 1/4 of an inch. Make sure I have 1/4 of an inch next to my seam. And then I'm just going to, I've got a mess here. Finger press that out. And now I have it at an angle, so you can see that, okay? So we're going to keep adding because we want to make sure that we've got that 10.5 inch square that's going to be big enough for 10.5 inches. And actually, when I go to cut, sometimes I have so much left over that I can start a new block with what I've cut off from the previous block. I hope that made sense. What else? Oh, this is pretty. Excuse me. And I apologize. I've been getting over a really nasty sinus infection. I've been sick for a couple of weeks. And I finally had to go to the doctor and get some antibiotics. So I'm still a little bit under the weather. So if I don't seem like myself today, that would be why. But I knew it had been a while since I put up a video, and I am really sorry about that. But boy, tell you what, I was real sick. I couldn't even get out of bed for like 4 days. So, and nobody wanted to see me like that. All right. But I feel much better today, so that's good. I'm gonna re-sew this one because it didn't, for some reason, attach real well. Okay? So just like I said, when you're working with something that is uneven, you just want to make sure that you're catching it on both sides. All right? So, now I've got this pretty purple. Yep. And I'm just going to sew this straight down because I've got it just perfect on here. All right, we're sewn on, and we're gonna trim right here. Trim that pumpkin, excess pumpkin off. We're going to, oops, I missed it. So this happens, and I'm glad this happened while we were doing this. So you see how it caught it here, but when I flip it, it didn't catch on the back side, so I have a hole. So I'm going to go back through and I'm going to resew, and I'm going to make sure that that is catching. And I'm not particular, I'm just moving over enough to where I know it's going to catch it. So don't be worried about it, and don't let anybody tell you that there's a right or wrong way to do it. Okay. Let's make sure it's on there. It is. It is on there now. Okay. No holes. We're good. Okay. So I probably need to add a little bit more to this side to kind of even it out. So let's go into the bag. Oh, here's some cool baby fabric that I've had. Right. All right. I'm just gonna actually take this and sew it onto this side of it. And there's gonna be no rhyme or reason to it. We're just gonna sew it on there. I'm not even gonna cut the piece. Okay, I am going to take this over to the ironing board. I'm going to press it out, and I just take it from the top and I just press the seams. Not concerned about going from light to dark or whatever. With this, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna give it a good press and make sure that it's laying nice and flat, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back, and I have gone ahead and given this a good press. Okay, this is what the back looks like. So the seams are not perfect, and that's okay. They're pretty close to being good there. So I am just now going to use my 10.5 inch ruler to give this a nice cut. And sure I'm going to catch all of this because I want to get a lot of these colors in here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this now. Okay, I know I have this piece here that's really nice, and I still have another big piece here that I can add to it. I could reuse this piece as well, but I probably won't. That's going to go in the scrap bucket. And that one's going to go in the scrap bucket as well. And look what we have. We have a beautiful scrappy square that we put together. It can go any direction that you want it to, but that's it. Okay, so I was going to show you, this is the extra piece that we cut. So now all I need to do is add some more to this, and it'll make another block. So you can see how this kind of just keeps going and going and going. But anyway, I wanted to say thank you for joining me today. And you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, here on YouTube. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe so that you can get notified every time I post a new video. And I appreciate all of your support, and I know that 2019 is going to be awesome, and I hope that you're excited, just as excited about the scrap series as I am. And so feel free to start your own scrap quilt, and if you have questions, you feel free to put them below in the comments, and I will answer them as quickly as I possibly can. And keep on crafting. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.